welcome back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. A big welcome back to my beautiful returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much for being here, for your support of me, for your support especially of each other in the comment section. I can't respond to all of them because there's so many, but I get to read them all, and you guys are just such an amazing group of people. So thank you guys so much for your presence here. A special big thank you to everyone who has recently subscribed and to everyone who has found themselves on this channel for the very first time today. I do pick a card readings on this channel, so if you are into tarot, please join us. Pull yourself up a chair, a cup of tea, get cozy, and we'll have a little chat because we're all friends when we gather here at my table. So today's pick a card reading, we're asking the question of Spirit, the person on your mind, are they going to reach out to you? Is it worth the wait? So we have 3 piles for you to choose from here today. We have pile number 1 with the golden egg and the yellow jasper. We have pile number 2 with the cosmic egg and the clear quartz. And we have pile number 3 with the black eggs and the amber. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be a message waiting from Spirit today, and my timestamps are listed below. I am going to jump right into pile number 1 today. Again, our question is, the person on your mind, are they going to reach out to you? And if they do, we're going to ask when, of course. And is this connection worth waiting for? So pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. You were drawn to the yellow jasper or to the golden egg, and this is your reading. Now, the golden egg is all about something really, really special, a connection that has a lot of potential, or we feel like it has a lot of potential, and that's why it's being protected and nestled into such soft hay here. So you may feel really connected to this person where you're like unwilling to refuse to give up. It's like, this is worth the wait for me, or you just really see so much potential that you don't want to give up yet on this connection. So we're going to ask Spirit about the connection itself. We're going to ask if this person is going to reach out to you, and then we're going to get their opinion. But of course, Spirit's going to bring forward their opinion of the situation, but ultimately they want you to know that they will follow you down whatever path you choose in this connection. But will this person reach out to you? Pile number 1. We have the 6 of Swords reversed. It's an inability to move forward, and that's really showcased. And here's the 2 of Pentacles coming out sideways. Will they reach out to pile number 1? 3 of Wands coming out with the 7 of Wands. And I feel like you really want to know this question. Like, I feel like you're really, really invested in the connection itself, and you really, really want to know if this person's going to communicate with you, because it's like killing you not knowing. It could be killing you just having them. It's like a torturous energy of not knowing, or them keeping you guessing, because I feel really frustrated with the energy in the center. We have the Ace of Wands. We have the Ace of Cups. Back of the deck is the 3 of Cups, and we have the Hierophant. Now, this doesn't feel like someone who has been in a relationship with you yet. It feels like someone that you want to be in a relationship with, and it could even be in a friendship energy at this moment that is just slightly in disconnect. There is something really profound about the connection itself that you may feel, because you feel like there's something brewing underneath, and you can perhaps trust in that intuition, because Spirit says that there will be reunions here, that this person will reach back out to you. They can see that you can't sort of move forward, and that you feel like you need this person's help in order to do so. And they also see you kind of maintaining the space here with the 2 of Pentacles. This acknowledgement of like, I'm not ready to throw in the towel at this point. There's a determination to see things through here. So Spirit is even acknowledging that you're not ready to give up on this person, that you have already sort of established that it's worth the wait for you, because it's like we're desperate for change here. We really want change, and we can't move forward until we get some sort of clarity from this person. We have the 6 of Swords and the Knight of Cups. I do feel like what's holding this person back from communicating with you is their own fear of that unknown. And they're considering what sort of steps they have to take at this moment to create the communication. But I do see communication opening back up for you. And I feel like it's going to happen soon. for someone watching specifically. This is not a message for everyone, but I feel like it's going to happen soon. And I'm going to ask specifically about timing in a moment. We have here the Page of Swords. So you may have gone to school with this person. This could be somebody that you went to school with. This could be somebody that you worked with potentially as well, but I'm really getting a strong school vibe here. There's also a sense of perhaps you watching them or them watching you. And there's a real strong sense of a lot of lessons being learned, and even moving forward into the connection, the lessons that can be learned because of taking this path, being vulnerable. I do definitely see reunions. I do see them reaching out to you. And what's beautiful is that the second part of the question was, is this connection worth the wait? And Spirit says that that's why you can trust in your intuition, because this connection can definitely lead to more. This reunion has the capacity to have a lot of change open up in the future of your connection. So if it's a friendship now, Spirit says there's the ability, there's an opportunity coming up for the two of you to transition this into more than friends. And there's celebration that's waiting for us in the future. And that's what comes in. We have this state of peace, so we definitely have the clarity coming in, but then we still have a challenge. Spirit says there's still this challenge, because the same sort of mummified energy here, the fear of the unknown and sort of our inability to move forward, we still have this sort of fear mindset that could stop us from pursuit at that point. So there's a valuable opportunity coming, and that's why it's being nestled in such a soft bed of hay, because Spirit says it needs to be explored further. This Hierophant is talking about ascensions and new beginnings. So they're saying it definitely is worth the wait here. And this delay is giving us the opportunity to be able to gain mastery over our own insecurities and fears that could stop us from taking very important leaps when the communication opens back up. So Spirit says not only is it worth the wait, they say that this wait is very important and instrumental to get our balance and to restore our inner balance, so that we can sort of go from one extreme of restriction and to sort of leap into the momentum that's going to be created in the future of the connection. So they're really excited about that. So yes, they will reach out, and it will be worth the wait. In fact, the wait is very necessary, because I feel like there's going to be a call for both of you. I don't feel like it's an accident that both the Hierophants are here, because I think there's a mutual fear of the unknown, that the two of you require help for both of you to step outside of that comfort zone. We have Lobster, Financial Pinch, and we also have Boot, increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. But we do have Success. Now the Lobster says Financial Pinch. There's more so about the Lobster than just the financial energy surrounding this card, because I often think about that one show, I don't know if it was Friends, where they talked about somebody's lobster being your person. And that's what it feels like. It's like there's potential here for us to explore. Could this be our person? Spirit definitely sees ascension. And I will say that for someone watching, and this isn't necessarily for everyone, but for someone watching, this person, it could lead to commitments. So not just sort of a leap into a relationship, but down the line with patience and exploration, it can definitely lead to patience and new beginnings. But that's why they keep saying it's just options, because we're still going to be faced with the same insecurities that led us to the disconnect in the first place, and led us to this necessity for clarity or closure to come forward. And so they see that opening up for us, but they also see some determination required from you and your person, of course, to power through those fears and to create this new emotional start. Not just the peace that comes in with the Six of Swords, but also the new emotional reset in the future of the connection. Future of the connection, please, advice for pile 1. You have here Lizard. Pay attention to your dreams and visions. The lizard is like the symbol of the divine masculine for me, but I also think about protection and how this connection, there's something very protective about the golden egg here, nestled in that beautiful soft bed of hay, because it needs to be protected, because there is a lot of potential. And when we have a lot of potential like this, it's worth the steps that we're guided to take to protect that potential and to create the solutions, even when we face those obstacles of fear in the future. We have here trust in your higher self, the Spirit card, to bring you out of this situation, especially if you're feeling stuck and you don't know how solutions are going to be created. Spirit says that's what the surrender of faith is all about. It's like you don't need to see the forest through the trees to know that that clearing is there and that we're going to make it through. It's just going to take determination and some vulnerability too when the time comes and this communication opens back up. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile 1. How does this person feel for pile 1 in the bowl at this time, please, Spirit? What are their current feelings for pile number 1 in the bowl? 10 of Wands, the Justice. They really want to unburden themselves. It's like they want some freedom from all of the feelings that they've been harboring for you too. And it's been blinding them. It's been making them feel insecure. It's been stealing their focus. I don't think they can get you out of their head. And I feel like in the past of your connection, they've always been a little bit fearful of where it would lead the two of you. Fear of the unknown is really, really strong with this energy. But there's also a certain amount of determination to power through. And there's a Knight of Pentacles. So there's a sense of having to sort of wait for that communication to come in. But there's a determination that we will get to where we are going. So there may be a patience sort of afforded to us or associated with the connection at this time. But again, Spirit says it's an opportunity for us to make sure that we're standing in our truth and that we feel ready to put those wands down to face the unknown when the time comes. And actually, that's what I forgot to do. I'm going to pull a card to see about timing here. Who tells us about when this person is going to reach out, Spirit? Now, please take these messages as they resonate. Leave behind those that do not feel right to you. I am dealing with collective energy, so if it doesn't resonate with you, you can try a different pile or a different reading. When will this communication open back up, please? 1 to 3 months, I feel like it will happen this year, within 2022. Yeah, 1 to 3 months. It'll happen this year for sure, where that decision will be made and the movement will happen for you, pile 1. We have live. They want you to live. It's like we're not waiting. Spirit doesn't want you to ever feel like you're waiting for anything, because that's a waste of the moment that we have right in front of us. So they want you to live this moment fully. We have here, I love you, infinity, it's strength. There's multiple owls looking at things from the higher perspective. We had that eagle card. Situation is calling for us to have faith. We have Our Lady of Medjugorje, so there could be motherhood associated. So take that as it resonates. We also have here, remember the Sabbath day. Sunday could be significant. 1977, and we have a pentacle, which is talking about communication and opportunities that are coming up for you. There is a strong sense of motherhood in the bull with Our Lady in the bull as well, Mary. So again, there could be a parent amongst you, or you may have known each other since you were children. We have angels watching over me. And we have going with the flow, surrender, with the carrot of temptation. And that it does feel like the divine feminine here is struggling to be able to transition. It's like laying in wait for an opportunity to create movement in this connection. We have a little animal paw, and we have the yin yang. So feeling very connected, soulmate energy with that yin yang as well. All right, pile 1, that's what I have for you today. Hope that it resonates. I'm praying for you in this connection. If it does resonate, I hope that you'll leave me a comment below. And if you do drop me that comment below, be sure to hit your notification bell so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check out my links below. I offer private readings through my Etsy account, and that link is below as well. But I hope that you come back here for another visit at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to the clear quartz, or perhaps to the cosmic egg, and this is your reading. The person on your mind, are they going to reach out to you? Is it worth the wait? The cosmic egg is talking about a connection that may have sort of stemmed from the beginning of time almost. It's like the beginning of creation. There's a lot sort of perhaps unknown or unseen. It's like we need clarity. It's like both of you perhaps feel this really strong connection, but it's like we need to come together to communicate about the potential in this connection. There's also a lot of temptation associated here with the snake. You know, you think about the Garden of Eden and the temptation associated with that. So that could resonate with you as well. So please take that as it resonates. So let's take a look here. And we're asking today, will this person reach out to you? Is it worth the wait? So your guides are going to give you advice on whether or not it is worth the wait. on the floor, I already have the Chariot falling down. So we're going to put that back and we're going to shuffle again. Turn the light on. Will they reach out to pile number 2, please? Is this connection worth waiting for? Will they reach out? We have the 7 of Cups. And there's a lot of confusion surrounding this energy right now. So it's like confusion about how this other person feels. Do they feel it too? So you may worry that this is all in your mind. They could be feeling the exact same way as well. There could be other complicated situations as well. So take these as it resonates. But the 7 of Cups can also talk about options that you're experiencing in your life as well. Will they reach out? With the 8 of Cups. Page of Wands. We have the Hermit coming out. Back of the deck, we have the 4 of Swords. And then we have the Page of Cups. I'm going to clarify this reading with a separate deck here. Will they reach out to pile number 2, please? Is it worth the wait? Is it worth waiting for? So we have here the 5 of Swords. We also have the 4 of Pentacles. We have the 3 of Cups. The 9 of Wands. The Knight of Swords with the 7 of Swords. We do have the Queen of Pentacles. And we do have the Tower. So there is an energy coming in, and there's a very strong message coming through for you today, pile 2, because they do see, ultimately, they do see an eventual reach out from this person. There's a sense of a communication that pops in out of the blue. And I'm going to look at the timing of this because it feels very delayed for me. Because Spirit is saying that the delay is lengthy enough that there's frustration, and there's also even the length of the delay is significant enough that it almost makes you feel like it's not coming. It makes us, the fear of the unknown, it just gets stacked on top. And so it's not that they're not going to reach out ultimately, but that delay could be significant enough where, and I'm talking maybe even a year or more, like significant enough in the sense of years, that staying stagnant in this connection at this time it may not be fruitful for you. It may not be the path you want to choose for yourself. Now, our guides always bring us in information during these tarot readings for us to reflect upon, to help us create solutions, or to help us to choose direction in a certain way. So they won't make this decision for you, and they will follow you down whatever path you choose in this connection. They will sit with you if you choose to sit. They will walk with you if you choose to walk. That is their position, their job, and they honor that job. The Spirit says, though, that you may feel very unfulfilled emotionally with the outcome of them reaching out ultimately, because I do feel like there's a lot of practical things getting in the way. That's why I felt there's, for someone watching, not for everyone, there could be temptation or other opportunities here that are also options for you or for your person. And they're really talking about being open and honest with ourselves about those practicalities and the length of the delay that could precipitate. It's also speaking about how it's almost like you can see this Queen of Pentacles. She has her finger in everything. She's doing it all. It's a real sense of independence and having to be independent. It's also a beautiful message coming in from your guides about everything that you've powered through on your own, and how you, even though you felt like this could be your other half or your person, they want to remind you how whole you actually are in and of yourself, because you have already powered through so many moments of your life, and you've done it by yourself. You've powered through individually or on your own. And so they want you to sort of hold on to that concept and to transmute some of that frustration that you may feel into strength, because they are encouraging you to explore other pathways, because that delay is so substantial that you couldn't possibly feel fulfilled in your present moment while waiting for it, while waiting for the reunion here. They don't want you to wait for tomorrow to enjoy your life fully. And I do feel like this situation is monopolizing your energy, monopolizing your focus, and it's causing internal conflict for you. That's also sort of bleeding into insecurity, which bleeds into how you view yourself, and it also bleeds into how you're experiencing the now. Because the present is the only thing that matters. The past doesn't exist, because the past is literally, you know, if our past are memories, that means that they're thoughts. If the future is potential, if the future are our hopes, and those are just thoughts too. So the only thing that is tangible, that is real, is this moment fully. And if we are giving our power over to situations that should have been or could be, we're not living this moment fully. So they are encouraging you to explore other pathways, and this will be a way for you to not only precipitate a healing and a necessary healing for you, it steers you on a new path and potentially brings you to new emotional resets that you deserve. Because your experience in this life definitely matters, and you deserve to feel whole and complete. We have here, pay attention to your work, and it says staff you will be taken care of in difficult times. And we have barrel at the back of the deck. It says you feel that something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. And this is the person you feel like is lacking. You feel like there's something missing from your experience. And so you may feel like this person is the other half of you, or your twin flame. And that's why Spirit wants to shake up that realization, or shake up that mentality with the Tower here, because there's the Eight of Cups. You know, it's asking us to be honest with ourselves in this moment, because we are complete. That this person's not necessarily our other half. They may be a soulmate energy that is meant to help push us out of our comfort zones, but sometimes the biggest lesson that we have to learn throughout these soulmate connections is how to continue moving forward despite the lack of movement that we want to see in the emotional directions of these connections. And so the Eight of Cups here is really encouraging us to move forward, because we're not going to feel fulfilled, even though I do feel like there will be an eventual sort of epiphany, eventual sort of reach out. It could be very significantly delayed. And we could be holding ourselves back from a brand new cycle that not only, once we sort of accept the truth of the situation and we're open and honest with ourselves, then we have new emotional starts happening that lead us to security, happiness, and emotional fulfillment. But of course, our guides are going to follow us down whatever path we choose. They are not going to choose our path for us, but they say that the delay is significant enough that you will be feeling frustrated, and you may be holding yourself back from exploring other options that lead to even more fulfillment than you could imagine. You have here, own your power, and it's time to immerse yourself in creative and artistic expression. And then we also have hawk focus, choose your priorities and eliminate all distractions. And that's what Spirit's really talking about when they say the monopolization of your energy, is that this person is distracting you from other pathways that need exploration, that need your focus and need your attention, because this is the pathway that's going to lead you to clear out all the clutter. It's going to lead you to redirect, to healing, and it's going to set you on that new course that you deserve to be on. Whoops. There's that Eight of Cups that keeps showing itself to me. So let's take a look at the timing here. We'll ask Spirit about the timing for this eventual reach out. When will this person reach out, for those that are having communication coming in? The person that you're speaking about is being very, very passive. We have the Hierophant, and it could be because of their position. There's the Hierophant. It's like they have to be very careful with the steps they take, because it's almost like a game. It's almost like a game. We have the Ten of Wands and the Nine of Cups, and it almost feels like a fantasy at this point for them, because of the obstacles, in place. And Spirit says it could be years. It could be a few years before this person reaches out, which is why they do not want that significant delay happening in your experience, because again, it's like we're on the precipice of change. Once we release this emotionally, we have a brand new pathway opening up for us. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 2. Advice for pile 2 in the bowl, please. Oops. The Death energy. We have the Eight of Swords reversed, the Death energy, and the Empress. So Spirit says that it's a very difficult request when they bring forward information that would suggest that we should remove ourselves emotionally from the situation, or in the very least allow ourselves, give ourselves the permission to explore other opportunities. But they say that once we master that, once we find sort of the key to this prison, this emotional prison, we have this rebirth, and the Death card does signify sort of the end of one cycle, but it opens up a new beautiful cycle, and this new beautiful cycle is exactly the key that you need to embrace and to sort of align yourself with the highest frequency, this beautiful Empress. You don't have to be the Divine Feminine. It's all about energy. It's just about the position. It's about the authority that you're holding and the comfort that she's experiencing, both emotionally but also physically speaking. So they really want you to know that they're excited about communicating with you today, because they are hoping to show you what is possible and what's waiting for you on the other side of this attachment. We have Sun and we have Run. We also have the Dolphin, which is talking about playfulness. We have the Tower falling. And now the Tower, when it falls, it can, here's the Tower right now. It's like we're afraid of change. We're afraid of release, because what happens when we release? Does that mean that we're no longer important to that person? What does it mean to the connection and the possibilities itself? And Spirit says that the only thing you need to fear is more abundance and more realizations, that there's nothing to fear here. We have here the Poison with the Pirate energy. And we have the Pentacle, I think of the Five of Pentacles. So I think about a long-standing separation. Sorry, my throat's now like doing something very strange. It's not wanting me to get the message out. The Pirate energy is like making way with something that doesn't belong to me. We also have Cupid's arrow. And it really feels like a strong connection. It's difficult to detach from. And that's why we're afraid to let it go. We're afraid to let that tower fall. We have a commandment from the Bible that says, "Thou shalt not steal." But Spirit says that allowing that tower to fall will allow a new solid foundation to be rebuilt. All right, pile number 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates. And if it did, I would love to hear your story in the comment section below. And I would love for you to subscribe to the channel by hitting your notification bell, your like button. It helps me to bring you guys more content. You can check me out for private readings if you feel called to, and that link is below for my Etsy account. But I hope that you come back here for another visit at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 3. You are drawn to the Amber or to the Black Egg, and this is your reading. The person on your mind, will they reach out to you? Is it worth the wait? The Black Egg is all about potential. Eggs in general are about, cracking them open to see what's inside. Now this Black Egg is talking about something that may have reached an expiry date, so there could be a lengthy delay here that you've experienced, and you're not sure if it's worth waiting for at this point. So we'll ask Spirit about that. So will this person reach out to pile number 3, please? Is it worth waiting for? Is it worth the wait? Will they reach out? Is it worth the wait for pile number 3, please? We have the Page of Swords. The Nine of Swords. I feel like this could be somebody who's significantly in your past. There could even be a school connection, and you keep looking back to that time. You keep looking back to that period of time as well. The Knight of Swords. And there's a lot of air elements here, so you could be an Aquarius, a Libra, or a Gemini potentially. You don't have to be. It's just all about the thought processes and all of the thoughts that have gone into this connection, because that may be the only way that we can connect is through our thoughts here. We have the King of Wands. Will they reach out? That's too many, Sarah. We're going to try that again because that's way too many cards. We did see the Nine of Pentacles though on its side. I feel like so much has changed in your life and so much has changed in this person's life since the delay, and it's like the only thing that hasn't changed are the feelings. The only thing that hasn't changed are sort of our expressions of what we want to say to one another. It's like everything else has changed, but that's the one thing that hasn't changed. We have the Ten of Pentacles. We also have the Page of Wands. Back of the deck is the Seven of Pentacles, and we have the Two of Cups. I'm going to clarify with a separate deck here. Will they reach out? Is it worth waiting for? The Nine of Cups. I almost feel like this person felt like you were out of their league, or maybe vice versa. Maybe you felt like they were out of your league, but I feel like they thought they were out of your league. We have the World. Ace of Cups. Back of the deck is the Ten of Pentacles. Now we have the Ten of Pentacles being a major theme here with the Six of Wands and the Page of Swords. And I just want to clarify Page of Wands and the Ace of Cups. Page of Swords and the King of Swords. We also have the Knight of Wands here and the Ten of Pentacles. So there's a very strong message. This person does think about you as well, and they definitely have a lot to say, but they're really worried about the consequences of their actions. But they're also weighed heavily over the fact that they don't know how you feel. So they're stuck between this desire to know how you feel and this insecurity that you don't feel the same way. So there's fear there. I also feel like there are, for someone watching, not for everyone, but for someone watching, I think that there are complications in your life. As I said, I think that you've moved forward, they've moved forward, and the only thing that hasn't changed for them or for you is the feelings and the necessity to speak something, to speak up, to tell our truth. And it's like we keep going over and over and over, both of you, it's very mutual, going over in our minds about the shoulda, coulda, wouldas in this connection, and how it's like we had sort of this opportunity of a lifetime sitting in front of us and we never took it. So there's a mutual energy between the two of you. You do not have to feel like this is just one-sided, because this person's very focused on you. And even this King of Wands looks like he's focused on the past and just keeps focused in that direction. So there's this unfinished business, but it feels like it's going to precipitate, if I'm honest. It's not that there's not a desire for relationship. It's not, and the Knight of Wands is here multiple times. So this person, they could be a fire sign, a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, but it's like they're pushing aside their own desires because they're worried about being too impulsive. And the Ten of Pentacles keeps coming up. So for someone watching, I do feel like there could be a family unit, children potentially as well, because the Seven here is really asking, it's like you present this pressure, or you present an influence over this person that influences their environment, and the consistent, persistent thought of you, it creates this necessity to make an emotional decision. But they're thinking very logically in the future, and their logic tells them that, you know, it's like they've grown so much. It's like I've grown so much, and you've been an influence on me this entire time, but I have to think logically about my position. And exploring this may open up something that it may be emotionally fulfilling for them, but it's like they're too afraid of that unknown. And it's like they enjoy the fantasy of it, because in the fantasy realm, you're safe there. The connection is safe there. It's never changes, where everything else rages and changes and shifts on the outside of our experience, and yet inside themselves, they hold you in a very special regard. But it does feel like they're going to precipitate a longer delay, and they're not, and they fantasize about bringing forward communication, but they're also realizing that it opens up more than just the clarity. It opens up an emotional can of worms that they may not feel like they can control. So I do feel like this person will potentially wear masks in their environment, and I do feel like they could be watching you as well. I feel like they could be keeping tabs on you if they're able to online, potentially. But I don't feel like they're going to step outside of their comfort zone and make change, because it seems like there's too much at stake here with that Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, it's just going to cause too much conflict. And even when I I placed down, you know, the Page of Swords with the Ten of Swords. It comes down to this Ten of Swords energy, or the Nine of Swords, I'm sorry. It comes down to this Ten of Swords energy, which is asking us to let go of something that the ego has become really transfixed upon, because there was so much potential here, and there was a really strong connection that still feels present. But this Knight of Swords, although it wants movement, the king is standing in front of him saying, you know, we need to be more thoughtful about the repercussions of our truth. And so Spirit says this person may not reach out to you. And so they are encouraging that release. And even the Ten of Swords is on the back of deck. So they're encouraging that release, and they understand that this is something very, very difficult. They want you to know that you'll be rewarded for that release. On the other side of this dark night, there lies that beautiful dawn of the bright new day that allows us to make new plans of action for ourselves, that allows us to transition into new emotional timelines, where we aren't sort of stuck in this ruminating energy of the past. Because when we're consistently putting ourselves back into the past, we're aligning ourselves with that frequency, and we don't want to be back there anymore. We want to be moving. We want to be a rolling stone and constantly in motion. And so they are encouraging that release at this time. They will never force us down that path. They want you to know that they will always support you no matter what. We have pay attention to your work. And we have here forces working against you with the axe. But back of the deck says butterfly, a change for the better. And they always want to come up with a positive message for the future. And that's why they're encouraging that release, because they say that there's a more fulfilled emotional experience waiting for you when we're not spending time ruminating. You know, and this is a challenge that you're both facing, and that's the problem, is that when there's an intensity like the two of you have, you're both facing the same challenge. And it's really calling for an individual effort when we reach the nines. It's calling for the two of you to have this individual push, to push yourselves out of your comfort zone for that release. In your person's case, perhaps pushing them outside of their comfort zone, asking them to take a leap of faith, but they don't feel prepared for that. But they say that once we turn that focus inward, if we're no longer focusing all of our energy towards the past, we then have energy to spare to focus that attention inward, so that we can create transformations within ourselves that expand to the outside realm. You have here, you always have a choice, freedom, and look beyond immediate appearances with the discernment card and the links. Because if you looked on the outside realm into this person's window, I feel like you would see a lot of stability, and they're definitely wearing masks. They look really victorious. And as I said, they've moved forward in a lot of realms in their life. I feel like they're successful in business. I feel like they're successful with their life and their coin and their relationships, but it's an internal conflict that they're warring. The same as you, it's an internal situation that they can't shake. Everything else has moved forward except their feelings, except their desire for clarity, except for their necessity for closure. And so if we looked beyond immediate appearances, you would see the emotion that is still present, but they're doing a really good job at wearing those masks. And there does seem to be sort of them feeling pulled in two different directions. You may as well. There could be a very mutual situation between the two of your situations as well, because pulled in two different directions. And this connection challenges us to push ourselves out of a situation and redirect ourselves. You know, it challenges your person to step outside of their comfort zone, but that's where Spirit sees them falling short. And because we can't control another person's feelings, thoughts, intentions, or actions, all we can do is learn how to weather our own interior storms. And Spirit says that's why they always see the benefit. They always bring in the light. They cast a light over the shadows, because they always want us to recognize that we have more power in our emotional experience than we give ourselves credit for. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 3. Advice for pile 3 in the bowl regarding this connection. Whoops. We have 4 today for you. We have the Ace of Wands. We have the Knight of Wands reversed. We have the 7 of Cups reversed. And we have the 3 of Pentacles. Now, the 7 of Cups in the reverse position with this 3 of Pentacles, it's talking about things that will be coming to light, things that will be revealed to us along our path. It's like everything is revealed to us at the perfect time. in order for us to expand. They're talking about foundations that are already in place as well, and that could be foundations for you or for your person, but I feel like it could be a combination of both, so take that as it resonates. This Knight of Wands is not charging in with this intent, even though this person feels really, really attracted to you, especially in a physical sense. They fantasize a lot about you in the physical sense. But when the Knight of Wands is reversed, sometimes he acts too impulsively, and the consequences to that could be dire. So there's a sense of them just maintaining the fantasy because of the positions that they hold. We have, I'm going to get another pinch because that's a tiny little pinch there. We have D and T. We have here the Black Starfish, and the Black Starfish is kind of like the Ten of Swords. It's asking us for healing and release. Even though it feels like something that's a part of us or innate to us, it reminds us that we're whole and that we can heal from that. We have the Tree of Life with the circle around it. I think of families, the Ten of Pentacles here. We have the music. We have a spring. We also have the whale tail going with the flow. We have, and it's the purple whale. I feel like this color purple for me is all about kind of royalty and positions. They're surrendering to their environment at this time. We have the 4-leaf clover. We also have a moon, a crescent moon, which is talking about fear of the unknown. We have here a penny from 1999, so communication. And we have the stethoscope, so a hospital nursing connection or perhaps a blocked heart chakra. All right, pile 3, that's what I had for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, I'd love to hear your story in the comment section below, and I would love for you to subscribe to the channel by hitting your notification bell, your like button. It helps me to bring you guys more content. I would love for you to check out my links below as well if you feel called to for a personal reading from Etsy. I also have links for Instagram down there as well. But I hope that you have a beautiful day, and I hope that you come back here for another visit at the Tarot Cottage.